Hello guys, and welcome back to another PSO2 video. Today I'm going to give you guys some tips. This is more directed towards the new players so that they don't get lost and pretty much don't fuck up their characters. When I did the PSO2 first impressions and review, I did not expect so many new people to try the game. The amount of people that have joined ship number 2 is pretty crazy. We pissed off quite a few elitists. I see that a lot of them don't like the new blood, but that's okay. Fuck them. I'm here to give you guys some tips, and most of these tips come from very experienced PSO2 players that I guess you could say are the good kind of elitist. Thank you guys. Now this is the tip I'm going to give you before the tip. The first thing you guys need to know if you recently started playing PSO2 or you plan on joining the game is that most of the English speaking community is on ship number 2. There's also a public Discord that you guys can join, and I'll link it in the description. This is the official English speaking partner Discord. The people and tips here can help you guys get through the game and answer many of the questions that you have. There's a lot of information in this Discord, so I highly recommend that you guys join it. There's a few different PSO2 websites, but the main one that I go to for what's new in the community, what's new with the game, is Bumped. So I'll link that in the description as well. The last thing is that there is a Japanese wiki. I use this website when I want to search up costumes and accessories. You can translate the website in English, that way it's easier to browse, unless you read and speak Japanese of course. And once you find an item that you like, you can translate it back to Japanese and copy and paste the text in PSO2, which is another cool thing because you can copy and paste in the game. I know that you can paste text in a lot of other MMOs, but they don't allow you to copy. Now, speaking about searching up items in the game, in order to do that, you have to look up these items on the player shops. When it comes to searching a player shop, you'll notice that you have to put in a 5-digit password or PIN number. Your first time doing this, please remember what your PIN number is, because if you forget it, you cannot use the player shops, and you'll have to request another PIN or a reset password, and that can take a few days. You also need to enter your PIN when it comes to things like player trading, but that's something we're not going to get into with this video because it involves real life money. Maybe another video. This is very important. Each block has its own difficulty. So when you go to these elevators over here, you can check the list of all the blocks, and you can also read a description of the blocks on the right hand side. Well, if you have the English patch. And they'll tell you which block is recommended for what type of difficulty. So, for example, block 7 is recommended for the very hard difficulty. Why does this matter? Because it helps you play with players around the same level. So if you don't have a team, if you don't have a guild, if you don't know anybody but you're playing solo, you can usually find someone to play with as long as you're in the right block, especially when it comes to emergency quests. Emergency quests happen on the hour at specific times of the day, and these quests give a lot of experience and rare loot and also money, or meseta. This is probably the most important time when you do need players to play with, because running with support partners is not going to be enough to carry you through EQs, especially when you are at that level. It's going to be one hell of a challenge. When it comes to emergency quests, you can form multi-parties. This allows up to 12 players, so finding the right block during an emergency quest should make it really easy to find a multi-party to jump into so you're not alone. Client orders. Client orders are very important. They are not the story quest of the game, but these are what help you progress through the game. The client order I want to talk about right now are daily client orders that gives you multiple boosts throughout the day. You can find your daily client orders here at this NPC. They also have this little boost icon next to them. To easily do these client orders, all you have to do is go over to the quest NPC and grab a featured quest, one that's in an area that has all the enemies or the objective that you're looking for within the daily orders. I believe it's usually the first one, but I could be wrong. Just check and see which enemies you have to kill and check the area. You should be able to do this super fast, and it gives you a boost throughout the day. It's very much worth it. When you get an A or S rank in a featured quest, it results in getting a reward box. This box can contain a silver or gold bonus key. These keys have an expiration on them, so keep that in mind. But when you use these bonus key to do bonus quests, you can gain 1 to 2 levels depending on if you have an XP boost on or not, and these bonus quests scale with your level. So they're never really that hard, and it's easy XP. When it comes to client orders, I know I said this in a past video, but Coffee is the MVP NPC. She has all the difficulty and level cap client orders, and other mandatory client orders that you need to do. These help you progress through the game and unlock harder difficulties and progress through the game. When it comes to leveling, having different boosts on really helps out. You can buy 75% experience boost from the Photon Drop Exchange shop in the shop area. You can also get these off of the player shop if you just enter 75 and you click the P search, you can find the one that has the percentage on it, and if you buy those, well, it can boost your XP by 75%. Now this shit right here is very important. It might be the most important tip that comes from this video. Don't feed your mag until you're set on the class that you want to play. Otherwise, it will be a pain in the ass to de-level your mag and get the right stats on it. Or you might have to spend real life money to buy another mag. And mags really help out with your stats. If you're wondering what a mag is, it's like your sidekick. It helps you deal damage, it gives you a bonus to your stats. It's very important to maximize your DPS. So, if you're playing a ranged class but you're still not set on that and think you might want to switch to melee in the future, do not feed your mag. You have to pay attention to the items you feed your mag as well, because you'll notice if you feed it a thing like a greatsword, it will boost its S attack. If you feed it a thing like a machine gun, it's going to boost its R attack. When you're playing a melee class, you don't want R attack. So be careful what you feed your mag. You can also feed it items that de-level certain stats the same way you can with items that boost its stats. Once it boosts a whole bar of a specific stat is when it actually levels. So if you feed it an item that boosts it in 2 different stats, don't freak out because you can still de-level the second stat. Sounds confusing, but if you mess around with it a little bit and preview the stats that go up or go down when you feed it certain items, you'll understand what I'm talking about. And if you're still confused about this, ask one of the more experienced PSO2 players in the Discords, they'll help you out. Once they reach level 30, you have a skill that you can put on your sub palette, and this allows you to summon your mag, and then your mag does its special skill. The cool thing about this is that you can hold onto the key that's assigned to this Photon Blast skill, and if you hold on to it, you can see this area around your character. Other players can do the same thing and chain their Photon Blast with yours. This will increase the duration and damage of the Photon Blast. Keep in mind the mag has to be level 30. If you press escape and you look at your character's information, you can see that you have fun points. These points can be spent in the Scratcher terminals, which can yield rare items like 3-day shop passes or 3-day room passes, which are very valuable to non-premium players. So that means to players who are not paying $13 plus a month for the optional VIP system in the game. You can also get cool accessories and things like that. Now, how do you get fun points? You can get fun points from doing many things, like bringing support partners with you on quest. Support partners are pretty much bringing allied AIs with you on your quest. You can go over to this machine here that's in the camp ship and select a few of the NPCs that you know, or you can bring support partners that are registered through some of your friends on your friends list, which is pretty cool. It's like bringing your friend along, but just a shell of them. So they're not really there. You can also get fun points for doing things like reviving your allies. Pretty simple system. This tip is something I feel everyone should know, but just in case you don't, you can switch your main class and subclass at any time through this NPC at this counter. So should you decide you want to level every single class in the game, you can do that. At the same NPC, you can also learn different skills for your class. Before doing this though, you really want to research what class you want to play and what type of weapon you want to focus on, because putting points into unnecessary stats can definitely ruin your build, and we don't want that. There are many builds online and many players willing to help you make a good build for your character. A build consists of a main class and a subclass, which you will eventually unlock should you continue to level through PSO2. Resetting your skill points is not free. That's the main reason why this thing is so important. Sega, however, does give out free resets every once in a while. Now, one tip that I received was if you mess up your skill tree, buy another one instead of resetting your current, because if Sega does give you a free skill reset, that reset will count towards both trees, so it's doubling your reset value. At this point, I'm not sure if it costs to buy another skill tree, like if it costs real life money. If it does, if it doesn't, I will add a little annotation here. X cubes are something that you can obtain as you get a higher level. Once you start getting 10-star gear, you can recycle it and turn it into X cubes. You can use these X cubes to buy many different things, one of those being grinders. You can trade your X cubes for grinders and sell the grinders to an NPC. One X cube is worth 2 meseta, but 50 grinders are worth 20,000. It's pretty obvious what you should do in this situation if you want to make more money. And speaking of money, you guys are wondering, how do I make a lot of meseta in this game? Well, remember this guy? Yeah, I forget his name. I'm sure it's here on the screen as I'm showing this video. He has client orders that reset weekly. These orders give a ton of in-game currency. If you've done them and wonder when they're going to reset, you can just hover over it and you'll see red text that will tell you when it's going to reset. It's not a weekly thing for every player, it's specific to the player. So if I did the quest right now, it's going to reset a week from right now. So those are some new player tips that the community in my team Discord has came up with, and hopefully it helps a lot of you players out. I'll try to put out another tip video in the future, maybe some end game tips once I get there. I'll also try to give you guys a character progression update soon. The reason I'm not end game yet is because I haven't been able to play as much as I would like to, and also because I started playing on my other character and stopped focusing on my main, who was at 57. So I ended up going back to a level 20, and now I'm leveling her up. So let me know if you guys found this useful, and share this video with new players or friends that you're trying to bring to the game if they choose to play. I'll catch you guys in the next video. See you soon, friends.